Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today video is about most interesting and high level topic in the market. So I will discuss Intune today with you guys and I will try to introduce Intune, and this is my first video regarding Intune. This will be introduction to Microsoft Intune. Intune is very helpful for IT and system administrator for managing users, computers, mobile devices, iOS devices, and Linux devices. So let's start. Microsoft Intune is a cloud-based endpoint management solution. It manages user access and simplifies app and device management across your many devices, including mobile devices, desktop computers, virtual endpoints. You can protect access and data on organization owned and user personal devices. Like you can protect data on both devices. Some user have personal device, some user have organization device. So you will be able to protect company data and encrypt company data on all of the devices. Also, Intune is designed to integrate with other part of EMS offering, like including Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Information Protection. Intune's App Protection Policy component uses Azure Active Directory identity to separate corporate and personal data. Like if the user have personal device he is working on and he has some personal apps like WhatsApp, Adobe Acrobat, or any of the personal app. Intune is most efficient and Intune will not interrupt a user while using their personal apps on their personal computers. And Intune will also protect corporate data on their personal devices. With direct integration with conditional access via Azure Active Directory, Intune can enable IT administrators to check if a device complies with a company policy and only access to company data and apps when the device is compliant. If the device is not compliant, the user will not be able to access company data. Even the user will not be able to log in into the app that is launched or that is provided by their company using company email. So let's see some of the licensing regarding Intune, and then we will proceed and I will show you Intune dashboard, how we can go to Intune, how we can apply policy, how we can explore devices health, how we can make devices compliant. So if you want to take the screenshot of Intune licensing, there are some of the license you can use for configuring an Intune, like Microsoft 365 E3, Enterprise Mobility E3 and E5, Business Premium F1 and Microsoft 365 F3. Okay, okay, let's move to the admin portal from where we can access Intune. Portal.office.com. Let me log in into an admin center. Okay, once we have logged in to the admin center, we can go to. There are several ways to get to Intune. So the first way I am showing you that we can go from here, like we can go from Office 365 Admin Center to Intune. So I just logged into Admin Center. After that, I click on Show All, and here, if you can see, we have an Endpoint Manager. So this Endpoint Manager will open Intune in front of me. And the second way is we can also use endpoint.microsoft.com. Here you go. Now we are in Intune Admin Center. Okay, once I logged into Intune Admin Center, I can see the dashboard here. So in the status, I can see one error, failure, and healthy 5. And like you can see device compliance policy that one device is not compliance, client app, no installation failure, connector status is fine, no policy with error conflict, everything is fine here. So let's go to one by one, all services. Let's go to devices. Let me show you. We should have some of devices here. Let's go to all devices. Okay, if you can see, we have some devices here and the devices are compliant. The status of devices are compliant and one device status here is non-compliant. So the devices which are compliant, they will be able to access company data without any problem, right? And the non-compliant device will not be able to access or work on a company data. Company data includes like Excel sheet, SharePoint, OneDrive, Microsoft Teams files, everything. Non-compliant device will not be able to access or work on a company data. Okay. In the device portal, we have a lot of options here. So I will try to show you the most important options as this is an introductory video for Microsoft Intune. So here if you see device enrollment option, we have option here to enroll our devices like automatic enrollment, or we can set up enrollment restrictions here, or we can limit devices that a single use, how we can set up device, how much devices we can set up for a single user. So we have under enrolled devices, we have Windows enrollment, Apple enrollment, Android enrollment. Like we have different enrollment type and we have different enrollment policies and restrictions. So in the coming lecture, sure we will discuss these all options. So let's go to the next important option is configuration profile. So here in the configuration profile is same as we have the old legacy Active Directory servers group policies. So if you can see, I have set up a policy here, OneDrive, auto login sync, and MMC restrictions. Like we have more option here to set up. So let me show you how we secure applications using Intune. So in the dashboard, I go to apps and then I go to app protection policies. Here we can define the policies for all of the devices like Windows, Android, iOS. mobile devices, computer devices, any device. So I have created here two policy. I want to secure company data on Android mobile devices, iOS mobile devices. I can create Windows information protection for protecting company data on Windows computer. Either they are company computer or they are personal devices. Okay. In endpoint protection, we have some options here like antivirus, encryption, firewall, endpoint detection, attack service detection. So we will go one by one when we will start configuring Intune. So currently this is an introductory video. So in endpoint security, let me show you the most important option is conditional access. So conditional access is integrated with Intune. We can access conditional access via Azure Active Directory and we can access conditional access via Intune as well. So in conditional access, we can define policy like for SharePoint, we can define policy that if a device is not compliant, then don't share company data with that device. The data includes SharePoint and the data includes email like Exchange, Microsoft Exchange. So we can set up these policies here and we can turn off and on if we have any problem with these policy or if we are working on this. So these are conditional access. The one more way to access conditional access is, let me show you. Let me also show you how we can log into Azure, portal.azure.com. Okay, this is Azure portal where we can access conditional access, which is integrated with Intune. So in conditional access, we can put conditions for accessing company data, right? If we put a condition on a user email that only a compliant user will be able to access a company data using specific email. So I'm in Azure. Let's go to Azure Active Directory. Okay, after going to Azure Active Directory, I can search for conditional access here. Azure Active Directory conditional access. Yeah, this is the second way of conditional access, how we can access conditional access here and how we can set up a conditional access policy here. Let's go to new policy. Yeah, here we can set up a policy. We can include user applications or we can apply conditions here. Okay. In Intune, we can create users and groups. Basically, the important thing is here creating a security group. So we can create security groups in Intune. We can create security groups in Azure as well. Like the groups in security groups, we will add required users and we can differentiate between the users, which policy needs to apply on which user. So that's about grouping. So grouping is simple thing. I will explain you grouping as well in the coming lectures. So that's it for today regarding Microsoft Intune. Stay tuned for more interesting and informative video. Thank you so much.